She checked too well. I knew something was wrong the moment she texted, "Don't worry, I'll check on him." It was too casual, too rehearsed. She was my best friend. He was my husband, and I was out of town for work, 3 cities away, believing that trust was a structure that didn't decay in absence. But absence exposes. It doesn't protect. The first red flag wasn't a message. It was silence. He stopped calling at night. His replies became delayed, polite, hollow, the kind of distance that doesn't make sound but leaves an echo. And her updates, those cheerful little check-ins, started to feel curated. "Yeah, he's fine. Don't worry. He misses you." Misses me. Past tense disguised as present comfort. I replayed those messages until they sounded like lies. The first crack appeared on a video call. He answered too quickly, his background too clean. Candles, not ours, soft lighting, a woman's touch I didn't recognize. He said he'd been trying to make the house feel warmer, but warmth is something you can't fake when you're already cold. I told myself I was imagining it, because it was easier than admitting what my body already knew. When I came home early that night, the city felt slower. Even the taxi seemed reluctant to arrive. The key turned too smoothly in the lock, as if the door itself was complicit. Laughter. Her laugh. That same unguarded sound I once trusted. It echoed from the living room, paired with his. A duet of betrayal. It ended the moment I knocked. The silence that followed was the sound of guilt finding a place to hide. They looked surprised when they saw me. He stood too quickly. She smiled too late. The wine glasses still wet. "You're home early?" she said. "I missed my flight," I replied. Her hand twitched toward her phone. His eyes went to the floor. Small tells, but I collected them all. Every detail was evidence. I said nothing else that night. Silence is the most efficient interrogation method. For weeks, I behaved as if nothing happened, played my part, laughed at his jokes, responded to her messages. Every gesture, every word, a calculated investment in their comfort. Because comfort lowers defenses. They thought they had fooled me. They mistook composure for blindness. But I watched, listened, waited. I became the absence between them, the void that noticed everything. The investigation began quietly. First, her phone. A backup extracted from her cloud, pulled by a password she never changed. Hundreds of messages, some deleted, some too careful. "Did you delete the pictures?" "Yes." "Don't worry, she'll never know." She was wrong. I always know. Then his phone records. Late-night calls, random hotel bookings, transactions at restaurants I'd never been to. But she had. Patterns never lie. People do. The final proof arrived with a photo. Not from them, but from a mutual acquaintance. Someone who didn't realize what they were sending. A group dinner. My husband's hand on her thigh. A blur of affection caught mid-laughter. It was almost poetic. My best friend's smile framed by deceit. His gaze drunk on her comfort. I didn't cry. You don't mourn people who die by choice. I planned the confrontation with precision. No shouting, no tears. Emotion clouds strategy. A quiet evening. Dinner for 3. She believed it was spontaneous. He believed it was normal. They didn't know I had printed every message, every transfer, every photograph. All laid neatly inside a folder on the table. We ate, we talked, and when the plates were cleared, I slid the folder forward. "What's this?" she asked, her tone light, forced. "Proof," I said. She froze. He shifted. The tension between them was no longer romantic. It was survival. She opened it. The color drained from her face as her own words stared back at her. "Don't worry, I'll check on him." My husband reached for the folder. I stopped him with a single look. Calm. Controlled. I wanted him to sit in it, to feel what silence does when it becomes judgment. He tried to speak. I didn't let him. Did you love her? I asked. The question wasn't for her. It was for him. He didn't answer. His eyes did. Then I looked at her. My best friend. My once sister in everything but blood. You were supposed to protect me. Her voice cracked. It just happened. No, I said quietly. You made it happen. Every time you said you'd check on him, you built the lie a little higher. I stood. Their panic smelled like fear, raw and new. The power move wasn't dramatic. It was simple, clean, surgical. I placed 2 envelopes on the table. One addressed to him, divorce papers. One to her, termination of our joint business account. Everything you built together, I said, is yours to keep. The lies, the guilt, the hollow victory. I want nothing. Her eyes filled, but I felt nothing. Pity is a privilege. They hadn't earned it. He reached out. Please, we can fix this. I smiled once. Fix what? The part where you stopped missing me, or the part where I stopped caring? His face fell. She tried to speak, but I had already turned away. Every step toward the door felt like reclaiming oxygen after years underwater. The night outside was cold, but it felt honest. For the first time in months, I didn't feel watched. They would destroy each other now. He would resent her for being the reason I left. She would resent him for choosing her too late. Their laughter died when I knocked. It will never return. People think revenge requires fire. It doesn't. It requires absence. To take back your silence, your attention, your power. To let them drown in the echo of what they ruined. That is the cleanest kind of vengeance. When I reached the end of the street, I looked back once. Not at them, but at the house. The lights flickered, uncertain. Even the walls seemed ashamed. I whispered to the dark. She checked too well, and kept walking. Because when trust dies, you don't bury it. You leave it where it fell and never go back.